One thing I know we're talking about sleep, but one thing I need you to do is get out of your mind that you need to be this way all your life. No, babe, you need to wake up and start trying new things and trying to find your energy again, trying to find the beauty in you again. I want you to see your strength. I want you to see your beauty. I want you to see that there is power in you. I want you to see if you pour more water into yourself, you can blossom. Like, stop watching what everybody else is doing. Stop watching what everybody else is doing and get focused on your goal. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my amazing community, and also welcome to those who are new here. I am Shanice. I am a self-development coach. Here on my channel, I focus on pouring into you. We talk about reinventing yourself and leveling up. Today, I'm going to be laying out why you may be struggling with your weight loss journey, why you may be struggling with your lifestyle change, whether it may be in your weight loss or building muscle. I came from a background where it was hard for me to gain weight and I was a twig. I've also had many, like within the 10 years of being in the fitness industry, I've had many fluctuations in weight. And I just want to show you that your mindset always fluctuates along with your body and can play a whole role in your confidence and how you show up, because sometimes it can actually deter you from wanting to put in more effort if you're not seeing results. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that like button, and the post notification bell for when I drop the next video. As we enter a new phase, we're still reinventing ourselves, but now we're going to be focusing on becoming our healthiest version. And in the next coming videos, I am going to be talking about your health, how to make this lifestyle a lot easier. I'm going to be showing you all the tips that I actually work with clients on a day-to-day basis on implementing, so it just feels easier. But you know, how I started my fitness journey was through a past relationship that he was the bodybuilder and he made me feel like crap about myself. I did not have these habits. I did not have the body that I do have now. I just didn't have the confidence in myself. My self-esteem was really low. I was really just insecure with myself, and I was eager to know what going to the gym felt like. But one thing I didn't want to become was an asshole. I didn't want to become arrogant. I didn't want to become shallow and ego-based. I've been in the industry for over 10 years. I am a professional bikini bodybuilder, and through my own experience, I grew into going to school to become a personal trainer, and I'm newly a nutritionist, so that I could show other women that it's not about what you look like, but mainly about how you feel about yourself and your habits, your day-to-day habits, your mindset. And so I'm going to be helping you guys just start to implement your habits and your mindset into your routine so it becomes your lifestyle. It becomes a part of you. Because what I've noticed, even with myself and common concerns that my own clients have, it's usually from past traumas, past experiences, identity that has limited their growth in wanting to see a better version of themselves. You know, some people have been called or been bullied their lifetime where those labels have just stayed on them and they feel like, you know, they're not good enough or they can't achieve this. Last week, I challenged one of my clients and I had her do a warm-up with a little bit of jogging into sprints. And she told me that her mother had told her that she's not a jogger. She's not a runner. So for all her life, and she's in her 50s now. For all her life, she did not run. And here I am coaching her to get into running. She said that she was made fun of how she ran. And so it stuck with her for so long. No matter what label is put onto you, as we reinvent ourselves, it's really important to start to learn yourself and to start detaching yourself from the labels that people have put on you. Because when you allow that to have power over you, you limit your growth and you keep giving up. You always just talk yourself out of it. Now, I need you to realize a few things in order for this series to make an effect on your entire life. And that is the purpose. Your mindset needs to shift. So as we reinvent ourselves, it's not just important to focus on becoming a new self, but actually putting it into practice, that you do have to put in effort. You do have to change your mindset and start to believe in yourself. It's going to feel delusional at times, but nobody can cheer you on louder or more supportive than you. And we are putting so much expectation on how others show up for us. And now we're turning it around. We got to show up for ourselves. Starting with number 1, the scale. I'm talking about the bathroom scale that you keep going hand in hand with every morning. And I know many of you guys can relate, because I think absolutely all of my clients come in and they're like, I keep stepping on the scale and I get really nervous or turned off. And that's what it's going to do to you if you step on the scale often or daily. Now, I tell all my clients not to step on the scale often or daily. Usually I'll take your measurement from when you first start, the middle way, and the end, because this scale is going to play so many games on your mindset, and it will lead to discouraging you to continue on your progress. I just want you to know that muscle weighs more than body fat. So imagine if you're training, if you're in the gym and you are working hard and you're gaining a lot of muscle and you're like, oh, but the scale is either stalling or it's going up. Maybe you're just adding on some muscle. In general, the scale can play a huge mind funk to you. I always ask my clients to just throw on the same clothes and check in with photos weekly. That way you can see the progress through the clothes, how it fits, how you're feeling in your clothes. Are you starting to feel good in your clothes, knowing that you're dropping down in sizes? I've had clients go from 2XL to a large, and they are shocked. And they're like, oh, I feel more fit, I feel more firm, but my weight is still the same. Yes, because muscle is going to weigh more than body fat. And there is no perfect weight. There is no perfect body shape. There's no perfect person. This journey is all about finding what works for you and becoming your happiest, healthiest version of yourself, not trying to be like anybody else. Number 2 is going to be, you're probably not tracking your habits or your efforts. It's super important that you create structure around your routine and your lifestyle change. It's so important to track your efforts towards your goals, because not every day that you wake up, you're going to want to be in the mood to commit. And it's super important that you are tracking what you're doing. You're tracking how much water you're drinking. You're tracking your food, which we are going to talk about. You're tracking how many times a week you've worked out. You've also made a schedule around the lifestyle change. I have a schedule for my food. I have a schedule for when I work out, to just make sure it holds me accountable. So I know I've gone to the gym 4 to 5 times a week minimum, right? I have a schedule for my step goals where I do cardio every single day. And if I didn't have time in the morning, I make sure before bed, I'm doing it at night. We're going to talk on that. Don't worry, we're going to get into it. So you want to make sure that you're tracking your habits, your efforts, because effort goes a long way. Imagine you're in a relationship and you are tracking your hubby's efforts. Honey, then we're going to have to sit down at the end of the week and discuss, babe, you're lacking in some things. And individually, we are lacking in some things too. So we need to start putting that effort back into ourselves. Number 3, you are trying way too many diets and provide all those answers. You are trying too many things that, of course, we've seen on the internet. I know how this goes because I started my journey 10 years ago, and I started on bodybuilding.com. I was trying to Google how to build your glutes, how to do this. And this was all before I went to school for personal training and nutrition. So I totally understand how you feel. It can be really overwhelming and you have no idea where to start. What I tell my clients is you need to find what works for you. And when we work together, I'm supposed to be the one, or your coaches are supposed to be helping you find what works for you. I've had people that come to me and they're like, oh, I feel like I'm on everybody's diet. If it doesn't work with your lifestyle, if it doesn't work with your schedule, you're not going to commit to it. If me as a bodybuilder gave you what I eat, trust me, chicken and rice, and I don't eat broccoli. Chicken and rice is not going to work for everybody to eat every single day. I have clients that don't like eating the same foods every single day. I have clients that don't even like to meal prep, right? So instead, they order from a meal prep service that makes them all this delicious food, and they don't have to worry about meal prepping. You have to find a healthy diet. Actually, we're not calling this a diet. I don't even call it a diet. I call this a whole nutrition change. This is my lifestyle. So my nutrition plan, your nutrition plan, honey. There's no diet, because then it just sounds like you're deprived. You shouldn't feel deprived from sugar, from carbs, from fats. You shouldn't feel deprived in this lifestyle change at all. You want to be eating and learning how to eat. You want to learn your portion sizes. You need to find a sustainable routine that you can coast on, right? You got to look at your food. Are you eating nutritional food, or are you eating more fast food and unhealthy processed food more than whole foods? Are you giving your body the amount of nutrients that it needs? Look at your plate. Are you stuffing? Oh, mama, I know you're watching this. My mom, she used to stuff, we're Caribbean, so she used to stuff her plate with a lot of yams, with a lot of plantain, a lot of dumpling. And I'm like, Mom, no, pull up. You know, the doctor was like, oh, your cholesterol is really high. And so I had to make her a whole meal plan so she could understand the portion size of her food. And if you keep trying all these diets like keto, once you start to remove sugar and you start to remove carbs just because you want to lose weight, you start restricting yourself from a lot of stuff instead of understanding your portion size. Then when you open up to eating it again, you will gain that weight right back. You may lose weight right away, but that's the thing where people go wrong. You cannot do diets and think that, oh my God, it's working for me. And then after that, 3 months later, you want to go out to the Cheesecake Factory and eat cheesecakes and all this yummy stuff with your friends. And then you gain so much weight that you're demotivated again. This is why a sustainable lifestyle routine is so important for you to create. You still want to have cupcakes. You still want to eat. You just need to learn how to eat. If you have any questions, drop those questions down below, because we're in a series where I will be trying to explain as much as you ask. Number 4 is your portion control. Listen. You guys got to look at your plate. Now, when I talk about portion control, I'm not only talking about how much is on your plate, but let me run it back to one of my clients. She's a really busy student, and she'll let the whole day go, and then she'll eat at the end of the night. And that could usually look like 2,000 calories consumed in one meal when you are just trying to make up for all the food that you missed throughout the day. You have to be really strategic with your portion sizes and how many meals that you're eating per day. So for me, I eat about 5 to 6 meals per day, depending on the schedule of my workload and what's around me, what's convenient. So I have to plan ahead. You have to plan ahead. So you still need to have smaller and frequent meals throughout the day, because when you starve your body only makes excess fat instead of getting rid of it if you don't eat frequently every 2 to 3 hours. Also, if your portion sizes are huge, say for lunch and dinner, because you maybe missed breakfast, yes, it's just too much for your body to break down. And instead of breaking it down, it's going to turn it into a lot of body fat. And where a lot of people go wrong is in the sauces, the creamers, the oils. those two can add up. Now your fats can add up and accumulate into body fat. You got to pay attention to your fats. So I have a vegan client, and she did not understand this until I broke it down to her, because as a vegan, and again with any kind of nutrition plan or diet plan, you have to really pay attention to your portion sizes, because avocado can add up, olive oil can add up, creamers can add up. Your Caesar dressing, when people go to a restaurant and order salads, yes, just because you think it's healthy doesn't mean that it's in your portion size for your macros. And you can actually go over because of the sauces. So I tend to just have sauces on the side so that you can portion control and know how much is, or at least control a bit of how much is in your food, especially if you're at restaurants. But when you're at home, try and use a scale. A food scale will go a long way. And I always tell people, you don't have to use a food scale for your entire life, but you do need to get the gist of eyeballing your food. But in order for you to know and be cautious, you have to be able to measure out the serving size. Once you measure out the serving size and you're following your meal plan, you'll be like, wow, I've been using way too much olive oil. I actually use a pan spray instead of free oil. And we're gonna be baking in a few videos here, but I use certain things so that I can save calories, because I would rather eat more volume of food than have sauces and creamers take away from my calories. Number 5, patience is key. And a lot of the times we don't have patience or compassion for ourselves. Just like carrying a baby for 9 months or watching the trees blossom for months that it takes, everything takes patience. And you cannot expect results overnight. And I know it can be really discouraging if you're like, man, I'm so frustrated, I'm not seeing results. But you also have to run it back to number 2. Where are your efforts also showing up daily in the little things that you do, in your micro habits that you do? That could be in your water, in meal planning, in being intentional with what you're eating and where you're getting your food sources from. You have to be really patient. We are not meant to be perfect. Of course, life comes with roller coasters. It comes with moods. It comes with emotions. And we're not always on our A game. You need to have grace to acknowledge when you're not doing so well. And when you know that tomorrow, a blessing, a new day, you can try again tomorrow. So don't be too hard on yourself. It's usually if you've just gone too long and let yourself go, or just let yourself stay discouraged, that is when I would say you got to look in the mirror and just choose your heart. When are you really going to take your goals seriously? If you need help with that, fill out the link in the description. Number 6 is going to be your exercise. Just because you're going to the gym doesn't mean you're going to be able to see results, especially if you're only doing cardio. Oh my goodness, when I first started, and I see it till this day, a lot of women were intimidated, and I was intimidated too. I started in my mom's bedroom, and then after that I went to a smaller and cheaper affordable gym because I was about 19 years old when I first started. And then after that, I went to a Good Life, a bigger community gym, and I only worked out in the women's section. And then after like a year or two, I then went on to what I call my playground. Going to the gym also requires your energy and your effort with intensity, different techniques. Obviously, you got to learn that along the way. Again, free programs were on bodybuilding.com. And then eventually I hired a coach, and I still have a coach that directs me so that I can get the results that I'm looking for. My body is crazy. And I'll just show you guys a little bit about me throughout this video. But you need to have a good program and not just do your cardio. I do my cardio in the morning on a fasted empty stomach, and then when I go to the gym, I get straight into a warm-up, and then my workout. I work out for 1 hour or less, like 45 minutes to 1 hour. My clients can only work out for 50 minutes, and they are stretching for the rest of that 10 minutes to equal 1 hour. And if they're really busy, then we create a program that works for them. But I used to be in the gym for 2 hours. 2 hours, too damn long. and I did not see any results. If you're doing too much cardio, if you're doing just too much of like no energy workouts where you're not actually putting intention into what you're lifting, or you're just lifting the same weight or doing the same thing over and over with no intention of growth, trust me, it's going to be so linear. This growth progress is going to be so linear, and you're not going to feel good. Like when you're coming out of the gym, you should be like, wow, I really trained. My heart is thumping. I'm feeling strong, right? You should not just be like, oh, I just went to the gym. There's a difference between going to the gym with intention of training, and there's a difference of just going to say, I just went to the gym. You need to actually go and feel yourself, okay? Number 7 is going to be your hydration. And a lot of us are lacking in our hydration. Let me tell you something. You need water. Your body needs water. Your body is made up of water. And one thing that happened to me when I first started my journey was I got kidney stone because I was going to the gym, but I was not drinking water. Oh, I hated drinking water until the doctor finally called me in and was like, hey, what's going on with you? And then I explained, oh, I'm going to the gym. And he's like, are you drinking water? And I'm like, no. So that changed my life. And I just see the importance of like what it does for my skin, what it does for for my energy. And I know that not all of us like to drink water. And actually I have my client drinking sassy water. So it's like just incorporating like mint, cucumbers, lemon, different ingredients to your water so it makes, or flavors to your water so it makes you want to drink your water. Put water first, guys. You guys are drinking energy drinks. Listen, water you need to fuel. If you guys are feeling tired right now, one thing about me is I will not push you to take pre-workout or any energy drink. I do use a fat burner, and I will talk about it later on in other videos. I don't rely on caffeine or anything that has caffeine in it for me to have energy. I just drink water, 3 liters minimum per day, and I eat food that fuels me, like a car that needs gas, premium gas, okay? Because we are premium quality. So there you go. You don't need to be relying on coffee. And if you're relying on coffee, I remember my mom used to have multiple cups of coffee per day, and she had to cut that back because of course it affects your heart. It affects your health in general. And as we reinvent ourselves, it's super important to start becoming really cautious of your actions and your effort in your overall health, You know, I have mentioned many times, I lost my dad to a stroke, and I wasn't in the fitness space at the time with this amount of knowledge to even help him. But now I have the opportunity to help my mother and help you guys and my clients because of what I've experienced with myself and also losing a parent. So please start taking your health seriously. It's not about your look. It starts from within first. Number 8 is going to be your sleep. And I know your sleep cycle is off, babe. I know it's off. I know it's off, honey. And one reason too is because you're up scrolling. Listen, we need to start putting our sleep on a pedestal. Our sleep, our peace, our body, our mindset, everything about you on a pedestal, okay? As of today, it's going up here. We are going to be limiting anything that doesn't serve us. And that scrolling, that aimless scrolling needs to go. It needs to go. If you can't sleep, it's then time to implement some vitamins. And usually I'll either have ZMA or zinc, or you can have melatonin. Consult with your doctor if it helps, or a naturopath. A naturopath is better than your doctor, in my opinion. I always send my clients to a naturopath just because it's more holistic, like actually figure out what's going on with your hormones. Sometimes your hormones are imbalanced, or there's just something going on with your health a lot deeper. And I find that sometimes doctors like to push a lot of prescription pills so that you continue a subscription that makes them and the bigger companies money. And it has nothing to do with improving your health. A naturopath digs deeper into your hormonal imbalances. Some people, we struggle with PCOS, we struggle with weight gain uncontrollably, thyroid. There's so many things that our bodies go through, and it's super important to get centered and know what's going on in your body. And a lot of the times it's through the food that we eat. If you're not waking up feeling good about yourself, then you definitely need to subscribe to this channel. The only goal is for you to start feeling good about yourself, because there's just no way we can continue life feeling terrible about ourselves, waking up tired, waking up groggy, bloated, constipated, waking up like we're not come on. You already got it. You know what? If you struggle with sleeping or just getting to bed and really sleeping through the night, I need you to pay attention to your stress levels and mind. My goodness, we go through so much. We allow it to actually overpower our life until we get sick, until we're deathly ill, until we're on our deathbed begging. Because I need you to go from here with your stress to bring it down. My dad, he had high blood pressure, and I do have clients who have high blood pressure, and there are ways around reducing it and also not letting it control your life and really impact. Because if your heart cannot sustain this pressure and you're not training, you're not doing your cardio, you're not getting up out of your desk every few hours to move around, you're going to be impacted so badly that your life could end at a very young age. Now, trust me, especially as females, we're always going to have some hormonal issues. And that's why I said before, it's super important to consult with a naturopath and find one that's in your region, in your area. Definitely read the reviews, because those are always good. It's really important to know that your habits, your lifestyle, how you eat, it all impacts your overall health. It's important that your plan is customized to your lifestyle, to your schedule, to your mindset. Implementing these goals, tips, so that it's a lifestyle change that is sustainable. You can do this long term. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this first video and found it really insightful. Don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and definitely share this with one other girly, because of course, we are all becoming our healthiest, happiest version as we reinvent ourselves this year.